elderly need companionship, but they really have no idea which animal might be best suited for the job. And you do? I'd like to think so. Cordelia now has a beautiful cat whose owner died. Fluffy sits in her lap and purrs. They're both content with their new arrangement. What about the 3 animals still with you? He asked, sensing that she was a woman for whom compassion probably overruled good sense on many occasions. I'm afraid I got attached, she admitted with a rueful expression. I'm Elizabeth March, by the way. Most people call me Liz. I own Pet Style on Main Street a few doors up the street from Sally's Cafe. I opened just before Christmas last year. Aidan couldn't stop the grin that threatened. Pet Style? He repeated. I had no idea pets were fashion conscious. He glanced pointedly at Archie as he spoke. The dog was happily sniffing a buttercup. His leather collar looked as if it had been given a good chew on more than one occasion. The serviceable but unremarkable leash was equally worn. They're not, but their owners sure are, Liz said. You'd be amazed. Just last week, I sold a fancy rhinestone-studded designer dog collar for $150. I'd expected to be stuck with it, but thought I should give a couple of high-end items a try. Sure enough, a tourist grabbed it up an hour after I put it on display. Aidan shook his head in astonishment. On a beginning coach's salary, he'd be lucky to buy dog food and pay vet bills. Thankfully, he'd spent frugally and invested wisely during his couple of years as a pro football player. When he glanced back at Liz, she was regarding him speculatively. You wouldn't, by any chance, be looking for a dog? She inquired, turning those bright blue eyes on him in a way that would probably get most men to agree to do just about anything she requested. He's up to date on all his shots and he's housebroken. Best of all, Archie already likes you. Archie was, indeed, happily sprawled across his feet, apparently having concluded that he was no longer going to be allowed to run free, so Aidan shouldn't be allowed to budge either. He promptly perked up at the mention of his name. For half an instant, Aidan was actually tempted to say yes, if only to make this woman happy. Fortunately, given his circumstances, common sense kicked in. You're very good at finding new homes for your strays, aren't you? He said. So it seems, she said, beaming. Sorry, not this time. I don't have room in my apartment for a dog this size, and if those paws are the indicators they're supposed to be, Archie here is bound to get bigger. I may be moving soon anyway. To Chesapeake Shores, not away, she said, as if it was a fact he'd already revealed. You're going to be the new football coach. Aidan just stared at her. Are you psychic, too? Nope, but the town loves its team, and the word on the street is that an ex-pro player is going to be coaching next season. Everyone has high hopes we'll stop being the laughingstock of the region. Since you look like a jock, and you were standing out here admiring the stadium, I just put 2 and 2 together. He gave her an amused look. How does a jock look? Color tinted her cheeks. You know, fit, well-toned. He laughed. I see. Well, I am Aidan Mitchell, he confirmed, and I'm interviewing for the job, but I don't have it yet. Oh, you'll get it, she said confidently. Everyone's very excited. You'll be the 2nd pro player in town. Of course, Mac Franklin grew up here, and he only played professionally for a season before becoming a sports columnist, but the town loves him. He started a local weekly newspaper a couple of years back. It's a very tough business, if you know anything about newspapers these days, but he's beaten the odds because it's the best way to find out what's going on in town. She paused for breath, then amended, aside from sitting in Sally's and listening to the gossip anyway. At least Mac tries to bring some journalistic credibility into play. After growing up in New York, Aidan was astonished by this insight into small-town ways. Or perhaps it was just Liz March, who chattered like a magpie. Does Mac know that his competition is a local cafe? Of course he does. Sally's his best source. But mostly, he'd be the first to find out what's going on anyway. He's married to an O'Brien, which makes him practically royalty in Chesapeake Shores. Aidan instinctively stiffened at the comment.